I'm losing my mind, losing my mind, falling away. I can't see straight. I'm losing my mind, losing my mind. I'm falling away. I can't see straight. I'm losing my mind, losing my mind.
Well, here we are. Here we are. Week 4. Week 4. There was some good games. I sat home. NFHS, Fans Only Sports, Westerly Live. I was able to watch just about everything going on. I was like, bam, 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 trying to switch all the screens. Westerly opened up a can of whip ass on Dino Camp up there at Shea, like 47 to 7.
For free at freebeats.io.
Yeah, they needed that, they couldn't lose to Shea right now. What's going on, everybody? There we go. I don't know. It is what it is, but we're going to bring on Coach Paiva. I know his game isn't until tomorrow, but I said, you know what? I know somebody wants to talk football right now, and I knew Coach Paiva is always the guy that'll talk football. What's up, Coach?
How we doing?
All right, you got that nice hoodie on. I'm don't leave that anywhere.
Yeah, we just walked off the practice field. Gonna serve the kids some pizza.
Oh, what's up? Can I get some? What's up, guys?
Hey, say what's up. We're on that podcast.
How you doing?
What's up, Mikey?
What's up, fellas? How you doing? You ready to beat Whip Classical's butt tomorrow?
Hey, we're gonna go out there and give it our best. That's for sure.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I watched some film on Classical last week against Lincoln. Lincoln had a game. They beat Tolgate today. A lot of good football was going on tonight while you guys were doing your walkthrough, Coach.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night to play. I wish we were playing tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Them Saturday games are tough. What time is your game?
We kick off at 1:30.
1:30 at North Smithfield. Are the boys feeling it? Are you ready? Do you guys feel confident?
Yeah. We always feel confident. We've worked hard this week. Got bit by that cold bug or whatever's been going around.
You
we've
and
had
everyone
some guys,
else.
Yeah, we've had guys in and out of the lineup all week, being sick. But all in all, we're pretty healthy. We'll be looking forward to playing.
West Warwick's up right now, 35-21 over Narragansett. I gotta say, shout out to Narragansett. We're gonna bring Emerson on in 1 second. But shout out to Narragansett because the last couple of weeks, and it looks like 26-7 Central. Is that the final? Coach B-Ball's reporting 26. I seen it was 20-7, 26-7 Central over Woonsocket today. But Coach B-Ball really doing what a lot of people picked Woonsocket not to make the playoffs. And look at Coach B-Ball right now. He's leading the division before tonight.
You gotta kind of look at track record. Until he doesn't get there, I think you gotta consider him to be there every year.
I mean, the last time he was in Division II, back-to-back championships.
Yeah, he gets his kids to play hard for him. He's a good coach. He definitely has the pulse of his team at all times, and those kids will play hard for him for sure.
Hey, Coach Paiva, I'm going to let you have some pizza. I just wanted to tap in with you real quick. Did you have a chance to see any games tonight or nah?
No, we just walked off the practice field. So we've been out there since 6 o'clock with our walkthrough, and we just came in, and we're waiting on the pizza to be delivered.
Last I knew, Coventry was getting beat by Middletown 20-7. Not good for Coventry. 2 weeks in a row. It's got, the division is really going to start shaping up the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, Middletown is tough, man. Middletown is tough. They got a lot of guys that make plays, and they're going to be a tough out.
Absolutely. Emerson, Coach Paiva's on the line. I figured before we let him go, figured I'd let you guys say what's up to each other. Emerson, big support every Friday night.
What's up, Emerson? How we doing?
I'm doing well. I wish you the best of luck tomorrow there, and
I'm glad you guys have been working hard. Just get it done.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah, we're looking forward to playing. Like I said, beautiful night out tonight. I wish we were playing tonight, but
absolutely. But tomorrow, North Smithfield, 1:30. Hydrate. That's going to be important in tomorrow's game, Coach.
Yeah, there'll be a ton of water falling out of the sky too. I think it could be a real sloppy game.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, what's up, Emerson? How we doing?
Doing all right, Mike. Doing all right. How about yourself?
All right, I just got done watching a lot of games online to Fans Only Sports. I watched the Westerly game online. 47-7, Westerly over Shea.
Wow. Talk about answering the call there. Good grief.
Oh, yeah, definitely needed that. Did not let up Coach Dunbar, not at all. Took it to Coach Camp. I got to say, the number 2 kid on Shea's number 2, that kid is lightning fast. I don't know if you had the chance to see him, sophomore, I believe, but keep an eye out for number 2. I'm telling everybody, watch out. You only got to give this kid the ball and maybe give the ball to a couple other guys here and there. That's it. Give number 2 the ball.
Yeah.
35-21 right now. West Warwick is over Narragansett.
Definitely know Shea's known for their speed, so there's no question about that. But yeah, that's you said West Warwick's over Narragansett right now.
Yeah, 35-21 that game. Big win today for SK, 20-14. That was definitely a big win, and I believe that was a big divisional game. If I'm not mistaken, did they play Portsmouth?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up on the schedule, but yeah, definitely big win. Definitely, and my South Kingstown scorekeepers down there, they said, for the haters, they said we up 14-0. Because a lot of people were picking Portsmouth, over SK for tonight's game, and SK definitely answered the call. And Emerson, what do you think?
Well, I'll definitely say this: a win over Portsmouth is definitely something to be celebrated. I mean, Portsmouth is a very good team. I've officiated one of their games, and they're one of them teams that literally they're going to ground and pound. They're literally going to go right at you again and again and again, and they're not going to stop. So definitely something to be celebrating. Shout out to the South Kingston Rebels there for getting that done. You beat a very quality team.
And, of course, with a lot of calls and a lot of things this season, they said, of course, there's always officiating issues. And I think that's the reason. I think that is because of low numbers in officiating. With the old officials retiring, new officials coming in,
yeah.
We just got to do something to get new officials in. How do we do that?
Well, I think our officiating association is doing the best they can. Unfortunately, one of the bigger problems is a lot of people are shying away from being an official is because of all that they deal with. I mean, there's only so much people are going to deal with. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, and I have pretty thick skin. But a lot of times between the coaches are, part of the problem. But honestly, the fans, being threatened as you're walking out, things like that. Like, people just don't want to deal with that anymore. And unfortunately, you hate to say this, not to get political on this, but I mean, people have gotten hurt. Referees, officials have gotten hurt walking out of games. So, it's just unfortunate. I personally love officiating. It's great. Keeps me involved in the sport outside of my training, what I do. But I mean, people really got to start taking that in consideration. Like, if there aren't any officials, there aren't any games. So again, and I know we're not perfect, and I can say that because I am one. Okay,
absolutely.
We're not perfect, right. But no, others aren't either. So we don't get on coaches, we don't get on players, but there needs to be a level of decency on all sides here to get this done. So, but for the referees that are out, the officials that are out, kudos to all them, all the crews that in Rhode Island, doing the best they can. And yes, I know we're gonna make mistakes. There's no doubt about that. But we're out there, and we're doing the best we can.
Well, yeah, so this is what we have, and like you said, without officials, there's no games. The question is, how do the schools, the administrations? I think we should put maybe elective program into teaching the kids how to be an official, get more younger kids interested in being an official. You know, that's a start maybe with pathways, but we'll talk about that another day. We're going to talk about some
Yes.
football tonight, some great football going on. Lincoln beat Tolman tonight. I think it was 31 to
12.
12.
That's the game I officiated. So Lincoln did a really good job in that first half. Just honestly, just dominating running the ball. I mean, Tolman could not stop them in that first half. Tolman definitely stopped them in the second half, but the first half, Lincoln was just running all over them. So, but kudos to both coaches there. Obviously, Coach JD there, Tolman really stepped it up in the second half. And shut them down. But unfortunately, they scored a good amount of points in that first half, to put them over. So yeah, the final score was 31-12. The win goes to Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln been playing very good football this season. Every game has been, a dominant game for Lincoln. So it definitely looks like Lincoln is one of the. And Middletown is another team that's playing well that came out of nowhere and started surprising a lot of people.
Well, again, this is the beginning of the part of the season that really, the cream starts to rise to the top here. A lot of these teams that might have been counted out, they're playing good football right now. And honestly, some of the teams that are, traditional powers aren't doing quite as well. So, I mean, this is the game of football, like the old adage, any given Sunday or any given game day. So, it's just, this season doesn't keep rolling. We're going to see a lot of good football being played in Rhode Island, and it's what it's all about.
Absolutely. I was saying earlier in the show that a lot of people picked Woonsocket not to make the playoffs, and you see Woonsocket right now at the top of the standings. They took an L to Central today, 26-7, but that's not a division game. Coach B-Ball doing it again in Division 2. So
I'm not a betting man, but I would never bet against Coach B-Ball. He knows how to win in Division 2. He's like you said, the last time he was there, he won back-to-back Super Bowls. I mean, and again, I know things do change, but Coach B-Ball gets the job done. So I don't know why folks would be like they're not going to make it to the playoffs. Woonsocker's always been a contender since he's been a head coach there. So that's a lack of wisdom there as far as I'm concerned. You can't count Woonsocket out. Absolutely not.
And he got back-to-back before he's 30 years old.
Right.
Exactly. That is pretty impressive right there.
That just goes to show you he knows football, and anyone counting him out is honestly just doesn't know the game. Like he's a very good coach, and for him to be coaching the situation he's in up there with those kids, and getting them to buy into his system. I mean, that just goes to show you how much of a good coach he really is.
Absolutely. Cranston West was dominant over East Providence today. I don't know what's going on with East Providence, but Cranston West struggled early in their season, and East Providence, people talked about them as being, a powerhouse in Division 2. What's going on, Coach Stringfellow, Jumbo? What's going on over there in EP?
I mean, they're gonna get their stuff together and keep rolling here. Obviously there was some. What was the score there with Cranston West and East Providence?
Oh, really? The last time I checked, it was like 28 to nothing, or I think it was something like similar to that. I'm gonna check it out now, but it was a blowout.
Well,
here we go. Let me see. 28-8.
28-8.
28-8 in fourth quarter.
Well, just like we were talking to Coach Blake last week. Sometimes that happens. You got to put the hard head on and get back to work next week. It's find out what you did right, find out what you did wrong, fix it, and keep moving. So I know that's what that coaching staff in East Providence is going to do, and they got to get it done. So that's shout out to Cranston West for Coach Malusi for getting it done. So Coach Stringfellow and Coach Jumbo, they'll get it together. They'll get it together.
Oh, absolutely. With that nice, beautiful facility, they have a lot of kids over there. They have a big, big roster. So, I'm sure they have to fix a few things. Division 2, it's going to start shaping up. Some of these teams are going to have ups and downs, and Westerly picking up a big win against Shea, which they needed that. That could have hurt bad, especially Westerly coming into the Division 0-2.
Yep.
I'm going to put the Middletown game on in the background. 1 second. So how was your game tonight? Tell us a little bit about it, if you can.
Well, the first quarter they were kind of exchanging. They were going back and forth there. Lincoln scored first, then Tolman scored next, then Lincoln scored again. Then Lincoln started kind of pounding the ball a little bit, and honestly, Tolman had a hard time stopping them. Just a couple of dive and trap plays, and they just couldn't stop it. So, Lincoln started going up and score, and then to Tolman's credit, they definitely stopped them a little bit, but again, they couldn't do it enough in the first half. And I believe it was 25-6 maybe in the first half. I believe that's what it was. And then the second half came out, and honestly, Tolman actually looked really good. I mean, they came out and on fire, and just they scored on their the opening drive there. I mean, they literally just ran it right down their throats, and and kind of caught Lincoln on his heels for a little bit. But Lincoln made some really good plays. I mean, Tolman was driving a few times, and fumbles and interceptions and things like that really hurt Tolman. But there's definitely something there with Tolman. I definitely think they got to work on those little things. But overall, I mean, regardless of the score, Tolman actually looked decent. But I mean, just defensively, they couldn't stop the Lions' run game.
All right, Emerson, stand by. We're gonna bring on Coach Dunbar on 1 second. Coach, what's going on? Welcome. How you doing?
What's good, Mikey? How's it going?
All right, congratulations on a win. That was a very dominating win. I see my boy I see Lance Williams, cornerback position, pick it off.
Yeah, he's an athlete, man. He's an athlete. He does it all.
Your boy balled out. Talk about it. Tell me some of the highlights of the game.
Lance had probably the best game of his career so far at the high school level. He accounted for 5 touchdowns. He threw 2. He had a pick 6, and I think he ran 2. So he was making plays all over the field.
Nice, and we see our boy Zach Tuck getting it done in the backfield. How did Zach Tuck do tonight? How did we do in the backfield?
We did a good job, man. Zach Tuck ran the ball hard. Also, Terrell Hill, he actually stepped up for us, a sophomore, and he scored a touchdown and had some good runs. So both of those guys and Lance really helped us running the ball. Offensive line did a great job blocking. Defensively, we created a lot of turnovers. We had 2 defensive scores with the pick 6 and the fumble recovery by Eric Fazaro. So our defense was making plays, and I think John Sullivan also had a pick. So those guys were making plays. It looks like great team game.
Definitely. Defensive coach Ronnie Spazzato was able to fix things tonight. Looked much better out there on the defense.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think, we're a young team this year. It's not the same team as last year. We got a bunch of young kids out there playing, a bunch of first-year varsity players. So I think first couple of weeks in the season, we're still trying to figure out our identity. But we always knew we had the talent, just trying to pick guys in the right positions to be successful. I think we did that tonight.
All right, before we let you go, Emerson's on the line. Emerson, anything for Coach Dunbar?
Coach, how you doing? Just to say congratulations. I know this was a hard-fought victory. Happy you guys have
Yes,
been,
sir.
plugging away here. So, much respect to you and your coaching staff down there, and continue working hard and getting it done, buddy.
Appreciate it, Emerson. And also shout out to the crew we had tonight. They were one of the better crews we've had all year, man. Did a great job communicating with us on the, as far as explaining every call, and if there was any questions or anything like that, giving us warnings. Definitely the way I felt like a game should be officiated. So I might have the names in my pocket, but they did a really good job, that crew. Let me see if I can name some of those names. So it was John Winter, Nick,
Winter,
Fidel, Buck something, Tara, and Mark. That crew did a hell of a job, so shout out to them.
Good. Thank you for that. It's not too often that we get shouted out, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, I know. So you got to shout out the rest every once in a while when they do a good job, man.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach.
Now if I lost Emerson, I might be saying different, but
Fact.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Central
right,
won 21-7. Central beat Woonsocket 21-7 tonight. SK beat Portsmouth tonight.
Okay.
20-14. Big win for SK. That's gonna look.
They
pretty
beat
good.
Portsmouth?
Yeah, they did. 20-14.
Yeah.
That's a big dub. Good for them.
Yes, it
is. This
is.
D2 is crazy, man.
Oh, facts. It's East Providence. East Providence is getting their boots smoked right now, 28-8.
Bro, this D2 is crazy.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact. Coach Dunbar, blessings.
All right, man. Y'all have a good night.
All right, bye.
See you, Stanley.
He is the most uncomfortablest coach to interview after a loss. But after a win, it's a little easier. I tell him that too. He said, why? I said, but shout out to Coach Dunbar. This D2 is crazy if you look at it before the rankings and everything, before tonight's game, Emerson. It's all over the place, and we don't think East Providence is going to fall to Cranston West the way that the Cranston teams have been playing, struggling.
Yeah, but again, Mike, as I said earlier, any given game day, you're looking at what's happening right now with, yes, it's definitely a shock, and there's no disrespect to South Kingston, but Portsmouth is usually usually a power around football. That's a big win for them, and then. And then East Providence, is down here, after doing well against St. Ray's. So, but like I said, it's any given Sunday, man. That Division 2 is going to be wide open this year. I'm really all eyes are going to be on Division 2 and Division 3 this year. No disrespect to Division 1 and Division 4, but there's going to be some battles really happening in Division 2 and Division 3. So. Speaking of Division 3, did you get the Ponnaganset Pilgrim game?
Actually, no, I have not got the game. I have not got the score to that game yet.
Okay.
I'm actually in the process of looking for a few scores now, but it's nice. Westerly getting that W. They really, if they needed it, they definitely needed that.
Yeah.
That was a big win, especially because Shea beats Barrington. Barrington beats Westerly, and it all depends winning percentage in your subdivision. Winning percentage matters.
Yep.
It definitely matters, especially in your subdivisions. Outside the subdivisions, all right, it's nice to get the win, but big deal.
Right.
Big deal. Let me see. I'm trying to see. Moses Brown, big win over Johnston today. I'm going to put that score up on the board as soon as it uploads. Here we go. Big win. I think it was like 42-7 This is just
Oh, wow.
checking. Yeah, 42-7. So big win for them. You look at Middletown beating Coventry right now up on the screen, but let me get that score. I just seen it up on Max Preps. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, 42-13. Moses Brown over Johnston, which puts Moses Brown right now, I think, undefeated in the division. So Moses Brown is a contender right now in Division 2. I mean, in Division 3.
There it is. Any given Sunday. That's how it's going.
Absolutely. Let me see if I can get this other clip that I got from an earlier game as well. Emerson, you shared something with me yesterday. What do you think of that?
What's that?
That thing you shared yesterday. What do you make of that? The NFHS, what is that? A clinic or something that they're promoting?
Hold on, Mike. You're breaking up here.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to get another one up here. Give me
Can you hear me?
second, guys. Yeah, you're back now. I'm trying to get some other scores. North Kingstown and St. Ray's, it was 19-7 the last time I checked. I'm going to see if I can get that game. That game should be up here as well. Let me check. Give me 1 second. I was just trying to get some scores here. East Providence, Cranston West, 28-8. I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Terrell Hill looking very good for Westerly. Actually, that's actually my son-in-law's little brother that Coach Dunbar was mentioning. So shout out to him. Shout out to a lot of kids. Keep putting your stats up also on Max Preps. And give me one. Yeah, definitely keep putting your stats up on Max Preps. So get your coach to put the stats up on Max Preps. The more people that put their stats up on Max Preps, Emerson, it's better because we could talk about these players. Felix can put them up on the top 3. That he does every week. Yeah, Moses Brown. What do you think about Moses Brown? Coming out 4-0 right now, beating Johnston. Johnston is winless.
Oh, Mike, you're breaking up here a little bit. Hold on. Can you hear me?
I could hear you fine. Yep.
Okay. No, we're good.
All right. There you go. I was asking you what your thoughts are. Moses Brown playing as good as they are playing right now.
Well, again, I mean, it's going to be funny. This is going to be a very interesting season because, again, you have different teams playing in different, divisions. And, traditionally they've been, elsewhere in like I said before, this is the time where some of these teams are really going to start hitting their stride and really start winning football games. So, but again, it's going to be spread out. Like I said, this season is going to be exciting for all Rhode Island football because right now, literally anyone can win this. Anyone can win any of these divisions. It's really just coming down to, the cream rising to the top right now in all 4 of them. So, Moses Brown again undefeated, doing well. Let's see how it goes. Next week. We got Woonsocket, and I know they took a loss here, but they played up a division here, and I'm assuming they kind of hung in there with them. So,
Absolutely.
So
yeah, no, they definitely.
We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Right now, I actually have the NK game. They have the score at 0-0, but last I heard it was 19-7. NK was up. Let me see if I can get this game up on the screen. And it's crazy because NFHS is like the only network that really don't give me a problem when I use their content. I wouldn't use fans only because they don't, they won't go for that. But you would think a big company like NFHS and RIIL, who's in company with NFHS, would have a problem. But nah, so can you see it? Let's see. There we go. So we, of course, it don't have the score, but NK was up early in the game, 19-7. Cranston West was over East Providence, 28-7. Last time I checked, Moses Brown over Johnston. Big win right there, 42-13. Now, West Warwick comes back home, and I think they may have. I know they got Moses Brown coming up, but it looks like Moses Brown will be standing in their way. But the final to the West Warwick game was 35-21, I believe.
Over Narragansett.
Narragansett, I'm sorry. Yes, over Narragansett. I'm glad to see Narragansett scoring 21 points. What do you think about Coach Pennington and what he's doing over there in West Warwick? Any thoughts about Coach Pennington and West Warwick? Yeah, we keep losing Emerson, but so we're looking at the St. Ray's game in the background while we wait and see if we get Emerson back. And let's see, what do we have going on here? Yeah, Emerson's probably in a bad area right now. But let's go, man. There's some good football that was going on tonight. 35-21. We talked to Coach Dunbar earlier. We talked to Coach Paiva. I'm sure Emerson will be back with us in just a second. I'm going to try to get some of these games up. Here we go. Or at least a couple clips that I seen earlier. Middletown beating Coventry. That's not good for Coventry to go down 2 games in the division. We're going to bring Emerson back on. What's up, Emerson? He's back. Can you hear us now?
What's up? I lost you for a second. Yes.
Yeah, before you cut off, I was asking you your thoughts on the Wes Pennington and the West Warwick Wizards right now.
So to be honest with you, like I was saying, I'm really not surprised. Coach Pennington's a really good coach. He has an outstanding resume and really just gets it done. So he's really he's really doing good things out there, and you know what, he's going to continue to do so. I mean, I feel that he's got these guys playing well. He's got them in the right direction, and things are going to keep rolling for him. So I'm glad to see that he is having some success there, and I hope it continues.
Absolutely. West Warwick does definitely look like they are definitely a contender in Division 3 right now.
Yeah, I mean they're doing what they need to do. So much respect to them.
What do you? So far this season, we're halfway through the season. If I would ask you what sticks out about this season to you, like what does this season represent this far?
Honestly, the level of excitement about Rhode Island football is honestly what's sticking out to me right now. It hasn't been like this in a very long time. I think that everyone's kind of up right now, regardless of wins and losses. Like everyone's really striving to do well. I really think some of these teams that with the divisions being the way they are, I think it's created a lot more excitement. And to that point, when you had Coach Dunbar on, and he was very surprised that South Kingston beat a team like Portsmouth. And I have to agree. When you say Portsmouth, when you say teams like Portsmouth and Hendricken and LaSalle and things like that, those teams, those teams are normally very successful. And for a team like South Kingston, who, again, you sleep on no one, but, a team that, a scrappy team like, South Kingston that, gets the job done and beats a team like Portsmouth, it goes to show you what Rhode Island football is about. I mean, that's really what's sticking out in my mind right now, how, some of these teams have really done well, and, regardless of what division they're in, they're getting the job done. So I think just the excitement level of Rhode Island football is definitely up. These teams that, some might have counted out are doing well. And it creates just a great atmosphere for, Rhode Island football to raise its level. I think it's just doing a really good job, and, shout out to all these coaches and all these players getting the job done.
Absolutely. And you could hear the level of excitement in Coach Dunbar's voice. I mean, of course, he did get the victory today. Do you recall Dino Camp being Coach Dunbar's defensive coordinator at one time? Was he at St. Ray's before he went to does anybody out there know that? If so, let us know in the comment section. If Dino Camp was ever at St. Ray's. This was one of the videos that I took earlier. It was 26-7 at this point of the game. What a pretty decent game it was. That number 2 on Shea is an explosive football player. You definitely have to, if you haven't checked that boy ball out, definitely you got to check him out. Explosive kid, number 2. You have to watch him. So what do you have going on? Anything else? Anything else this weekend as far as football, Emerson?
Nope. Just I just got a couple things going on at my gym, and after that, that's really it. I'm gonna spend some time with my kids and enjoy the weekend here. So, but I'm definitely gonna be interested to see what happens tomorrow. I know it's supposed to be really bad weather. So I won't be surprised if some of these games get postponed until Sunday. So because the weather's supposed to be really, really bad.
What's the rule as far as Sunday games with high school?
So I'm pretty sure because youth goes on Sunday, so they're probably gonna have to be played after the youth games, which is gonna present a huge problem because that means basically it's gonna be Sunday night, Sunday late, late afternoon, early evening, because usually the youth gets out about between 3 and 4. So you actually have a lot of the officials doing youth, and then going to have to jump right into varsity. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. But as usual, the officials get it done, and we'll just see how it pans out.
I know there was a 5 o'clock rule where you can't have games before 5 o'clock, I believe, on Sunday. I remember when Westerly, Juanita Sanchez, they lost power the night game, and then they had to actually wait till Monday because there was some rule about Sundays and the officials couldn't do certain things. So I was just curious to be able to clear that up. If anybody has any scores out there, definitely post the scores in the comment section. And I'll definitely make sure they get posted. NK is up right now, 33-7, which you're watching in the background of the screen. So St. Ray's really wanted to get after NK. It's really not going the way that St. Ray's expected, but for both these teams, it's just a matter of pride as far as winning percentage. It don't hurt their playoff chances. Now the Cranston West and EP game, on the other hand, that's a different story. Cranston West over EP, and EP losing to Cumberland last week. What is this saying? Is this telling us a tale of East Providence? That's the question. We'll have to keep an eye out. Barrington beats Cranston East 35-6. I just got that score in Barrington over. I feel like it's election day. Yeah, we just got the votes from the Tri-Town area, and it looks pretty good. Uh, Barrington coming in with 35 of the votes. Not good for the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Barrington 35, Cranston East 6. Cranston West is representing right now. I'm curious what is going to happen. The Bishop Hendricken game is in progress right now with Catholic
Mhm.
Memorial.
Well, let me just say this is, the Catholic Memorial is usually one of the better teams in Mass. Bishop Hendricken's definitely going to have their hands full. I'm definitely interested to see how that pans out there. But, usually, teams like, Catholic Memorial, Xaverian, BC High, those schools, are usually in the running for the state championship of Mass. So, I definitely know Hendricken has his work cut out for them, and we'll just see how it goes.
Absolutely, and I'm actually seeing if I could find that game up and put it up on the background. Yeah, Hendricken had a pretty good game last week against Portsmouth. Someone said they struggled. I didn't really see that as far as the score looked. They won very convincing. Let's see. Got my grandson in the background, but yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. We asked Felix yesterday if he thought we could see Bishop Hendricken in the first round of the playoffs, and he don't think Bishop Hendricken and LaSalle could meet in the first round of the playoffs. But I'm not sure mathematically how that happens because they all make the playoffs. I know Central losing to LaSalle might have something to say about it. What do you think about Division 1? We don't talk about D1 much.
So that's another. I mean, I know there's only 4 of them, but I mean that's another one I really think that's going to be up in the air. I mean, I know I know LaSalle is playing well. Hendricken's Hendricken's doing decent, but honestly, I'm not discounting Central in North Kingston. I mean, they're North Kingston, that kid Beulah, he's a player. And he's a playmaker. He can make things happen. And honestly, you can't count out Coach Washington in Central. I mean, I know they just last week they did lose to LaSalle, but it's also the beginning of the season here. So they're going to get better. They're going to hit their season strides, I like to call it. They're going to start getting in their rhythm, and then they start working on the little things. Who knows what's going to happen? I think I think the focus should be on the Central Bishop Hendricken game, and see how that kind of pans out. I think that's going to be a really solid game. Moving on, I don't know when that's going to be played, but that's definitely going to be all roads lead to that game. I think that's going to be one of the interesting ones. And then honestly, on the flip of that, I want to see LaSalle and North Kingston.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
I mean,
that game will be at Central High School. That'll be at Connolly Field, the Bishop Hendricken Central game. So there will definitely be a different atmosphere for that game. Absolutely.
We doubly tested our
and I gotta say, I think Central turning the ball over 5 times. LaSalle should have dog walked Central. You turn the ball over 4 times, and somebody made a point to me that the score, you make them extra points. It's really a 1-score game. Right.
And I agree. And, again, I mean, I haven't really focused too much on what what LaSalle was doing in that game. But, I mean, 5 turnovers. I mean, again, I don't know if one of those scores was because of the turnovers. But, when you turn over to a good team, they usually capitalize. So, LaSalle might have a few bugs that they might, have to get out. But again, like I said before, I'm not a betting man, but you definitely don't count LaSalle out at all. They're always they're running for the state championship each year, and you know, they're you know, obviously it's always a battle between them and Hendricken, but you know, you can never count them out. So I know Coach Marcone over there and his coaching staff will definitely, you know, work on their things and keep moving. So there's no question in my mind about that. So
absolutely, you know, we're just waiting for Coach. Oh, you lost my camera. We're just waiting for Coach Pennington to come on up in here. He should be coming back pretty soon. But you're absolutely right. You're looking in the background. Middletown is up on Coventry, 23-7, which is actually a big deficit right now for Coventry after losing to Charahoe last week.
So, well, listen, Mike. Unfortunately, I have to cut this short. I just got a text here. I got to answer this, so I gotta head home. But
absolutely,
yeah.
you know.
So
text
well, listen,
nights.
definitely. I'll definitely try to reach out to you tomorrow, get some updates, and definitely talk more. But I gotta get going.
Absolutely, Emerson. Thank you, Emerson Kilgore. We always appreciate him on Friday
All right,
nights.
Mike.
All right, bye. Well, that was Emerson. You know, always appreciate him coming on a Friday night. You see the Middletown game in the background. You know, you need some scores. NK, I think, was up 33-7. You have 33-7 last time I checked. SK beats Portsmouth 20-14. I still don't have a score on the Pilgrim Ponnaganset game if someone has that. Oh, that ain't the one I was looking for. My bad. Yeah, so if someone has a score on the Pilgrim Ponnaganset game, I appreciate that. I was trying to. Give me 1 second, people. I'm just looking for something. Enjoyed the game for a minute. Moses Brown, very big surprise. Moses Brown, 42-6. Very surprised the way that Moses Brown was playing. Absolutely, 42-6. You know, Johnston, it looks like, I guess they're in the rebuilding phase. So Mount Pleasant, East Greenwich, you know, haven't really got a score from that game as well. Oh, here we go. End of the third. East Greenwich, this can't be right. It says Mount Pleasant 3, East Greenwich 66. Can somebody confirm that game? 3-66. Did Mount Pleasant really lose by 63 points? Tell me EG did not beat Mount Pleasant by 63 points. Oh my goodness. Is that information correct? Three to 66. Tell me that is not true. If it is, that's the biggest can of whip ass. And it's even bigger because it's EG, bro. We need confirmation on that. Someone get confirmation on that. Wow. So Wes Pennington's on his way back. That is insane. I'm asking somebody right now. Did Mount Pleasant win that game? I mean, lose that game by 60 some odd points? We're going to find that out because that is crazy if they did. I know they had a game against Burrville last week that I got to find this out. This is crazy. So yeah, so it's saying the score for the Mount Pleasant EG game was Mount Pleasant 3, EG 66. But I do not know if that's confirmed. But we have the final for the West Warwick Narragansett game, 35-21. West Warwick playing very good football, definitely. Absolutely good football. We're going to come back in 15 minutes, talk to Coach Pennington. This game is still going on, 23-13. Looks like Coventry scored 23-13 at this point. I'm going to try to get some more scores, get my ass something to drink, and we'll be back.